Do. Check your privilege. Well, hey, it's me. Just in case, well, I'm just practicing. It's not an actual song. More like, how can I put this song? You know, a joke because it's check your privilege. The ultimate card of, people with color demonizing whites. Of course, invented, made famous with the social justice warriors of Tumblr, or should I say, cowards, who really can't face history as it is. Check your privilege. It's like this. When social justice warriors, especially people of color, say this to whites, they mean that white people, especially men, have or had set everything set for them. Well, seems like Richard Branson, Warren Buffett, the Kennedys, especially the father RFK and JFK, who actually shined shoes when America was in the Great Depression. Also, Warren Buffett, the late Peter Drucker. Yeah, everything was set for them. Sure, everything was set for them because they actually worked hard for it. This is the ultimate deal breaker to check your privilege card because by this term you're saying that um, you had everything. You didn't work hard for it, and you step on people with color as you work your way up, which is blandly ridiculous if you ask me. Because whites were everything set for them. They were not enslaved. They were not oppressed. Can I turn your attention to the Vikings, where invaded um, the continent of Europe. Particularly, they landed first in England. Of course, yeah, in the form United Kingdom. They sold them to other people within the continent of Europe, then capturing another white group of people, and sell them everywhere. Yeah, doesn't seem like it. Doesn't like it, right? It's very unlikely because they're white, and they always say that um, everything was set for them. Everything was laid down to them in a red carpet, as they call it. And aristocrats pressing their own, you know, by the working on menial jobs, eating scraps. Heck, even in the invention of the toilet um, during the late 18th or 19th century in England, there were no black. Yeah, sure, there were blacks there, but they were like minimal compared to the white people who actually work menial to um, nasty jobs like cleaning someone's toilet. You can die from that, actually. I'm not kidding. And the people who are guiding people, especially when light posts was not invented yet, were also whites, particularly white kids. I've heard this. I know of this term like indentured servitude. So that means, as a person, whether you're white, if you want to get out of the during the exploration, if you want to get out of that, you should work to a colony, whether it's an American colony, an English colony, a Spanish colony, and from there you will work your way, pay your debt as you work. So saying that the whites weren't enslaved is invalid. I know. This is coming from a guy who is from Asia, who is from the Philippines. Do we know about being enslaved? 350 plus years of being under the Spanish rule. Um, Another 30 years for the Americans who did actually good for us for the most part, and 4 years at the hands of the Japanese. We know we know very well when it it comes. We know it. We know it very well when it comes to slavery, being oppressed. But you know what we did? We didn't say to our Spanish counterparts to check their privilege. Yeah, they're white too. Go figure. They're also white, like the ones you insulted. But you know, even though our ancestors, our great forefathers were enslaved, just in case we are, our lineage are, we're not going to say to the Spaniards that check your Spanish privilege. Look at them now. They're they're totally what? They're totally bankrupt. They haven't recovered since that 2008 recession. And I feel bad for these people. I feel bad for the white people. I feel you sure we have all of the human, all of the race in the world of all color are enslaved by their own too. During the Spanish colonial period, we were enslaved, but not just by the Spanish colonists, but also the Ilustrados. There were distinction back then. There were the Ilustrados, which is the higher ups of the people of the Filipino people, which have status, have connection with the Spaniards, and the Indios, which a commoner like me will be like me, a commoner who works on menial jobs like the whites do, the other poor whites in European countries, like in the Union State during the split of the North and South. Do we have to say to people that check your privilege? No, because it's an ultimate deal breaker. For us, for us, if you want to understand someone, if you want to somehow bury the hatchet bit by bit, you have to dig through history. You have to look upon history because we cannot change it by saying to these people, especially the whites, to check their privilege. It's not going to work. You're just making you're just making them look worse because how many whites are getting actual scholarships in universities? It's always whites. It's always Asians. It's always other races, not whites. So what does it mean? Where's the privilege in that? How many white people are actually uh, getting a special incentive from the government? None, because people, any people, knows that they have to work hard for what they have right now, and they will have in the future. It's not easy. Yes, it's not easy. You know, repatriations is not going to help us at all because it is one of the things that make these people who actually um, beg for check your privilege to have their own privileges selfish. Really, it is kind of weird because you might going to say, "Oh, you're an Asian. You don't know shit about things." This is for you. Most of the Asian countries here are oppressed during the time, and heck, even back to the times where Spanish haven't arrived here yet, our fellow Filipinos are slaving others. If you have the social status, that is. So you don't have the right to teach me. You don't have the right to say whatever you're going to say because you don't know shit. Okay? Good. If you're a social justice warrior, shut the fuck up. You don't know anything. History is going to debunk you over and over and over again. And I can assure that to you. Heck, I can even slap you in an Encyclopedia Britannica if I wanted to. Well, that's just an empty threat. I'm just kidding. Anyway, drop a comment there. Send a PM right there. Or drop me Skype ID right there, just in case you want to talk in person. And social justice warriors, you're very welcome. Anyway, this is Homer, and I'm SWJ. Sexy, gibberish, whatever. See you later.